You can almost feel it, the tension rippling through Buckingham Palace. Because right now, the royal family isn't just facing a scandal, it's fighting for survival. Prince Andrew's ongoing controversies have spiraled into something far bigger than anyone expected. An official investigation is underway, questioning not just where he lives, but how he's still using royal privileges, the very ones taxpayers fund. Even the Prime Minister, who once tried to keep distance from royal drama, has now reluctantly backed calls for an official inquiry. Yes, Parliament is actually discussing legislation to deal with wayward royals. The kind of constitutional crisis that could shake the very foundation of the monarchy. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, Harry and Meghan step right into the storm. Instead of lying low, they're now lobbying against U.S. government policy, injecting themselves into American politics, in direct violation of the royal code. It's the unspoken rule every royal understands: you don't take political sides. Not ever. But Meghan and Harry? They've decided to do exactly that. It's reckless, it's controversial. And it's handing every critic exactly what they've been waiting for, a reason to demand their titles be stripped once and for all. To make matters worse, the optics couldn't be more disastrous. Meghan, once a global style icon, is now reportedly attending low-tier celebrity events, just to get noticed. Observers say her Hollywood relevance is slipping fast. Her brand deals have fizzled out. Her image, once carefully polished, now feels desperate. And when desperation sets in, bad decisions follow. That's when Meghan suddenly starts talking about AI policy, a topic she knows almost nothing about, just to stay in the headlines. It's classic attention-seeking. The kind of move that screams, "Please don't forget me." But here's what Harry doesn't seem to realize: every time they make another controversial statement, every time they insert themselves into another political debate, they make it easier for the palace to cut them off completely. Because let's be honest, if you want to be private citizens, if you want to run businesses and comment on politics, fine. But you don't get to do it with royal titles. And Parliament is starting to see it the same way. Behind the palace gates, there's movement, quiet, serious, strategic. And it's not coming from King Charles. It's Prince William who's leading the charge. Sources close to the family say William is pushing for decisive action. Not just against Harry and Meghan, but against all royals who've damaged the institution's credibility. He wants a single, sweeping piece of legislation, one powerful action that would strip royal titles from everyone misusing them. That means Prince Andrew, Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, Sarah Ferguson, and yes, Harry and Meghan, even their children, Archie and Lilibet, could lose their titles. William's reasoning is simple but brilliant. If you take action against everyone at once, it doesn't look like a vendetta, it looks like reform. It's not personal. It's institutional. He wants the monarchy to stand for public service again, not celebrity drama. In William's eyes, this is constitutional housekeeping, not family warfare. It's about protecting the crown, not attacking his brother. But there's one problem: King Charles is hesitating. While Charles focuses on his public duties, meeting the Pope in Rome, championing environmental causes, the scandals keep piling up. Behind the smiles and diplomacy, critics say his leadership feels weak. That he talks about change but rarely acts. The Andrew scandal proved it, a so-called punishment that left him living comfortably in his mansion, still Prince Andrew, just without the Duke of York title. As one commentator put it, "If that's punishment, I'll take it any day." Royal experts have started to turn on Charles. One even wrote, "People are tired of being treated like fools by this king. There is no long game, only hesitation and excuses." And the harsh truth? They're not wrong. Because every day Charles delays action, he weakens the very institution he's supposed to protect. William sees it. Parliament sees it, and so does the public. But there's another, far more uncomfortable reason for Charles's hesitation: race. Yes, race. Because deep inside the palace, some insiders say the fear of backlash over Meghan's biracial heritage is paralyzing the king. He's terrified that stripping Meghan's title will be branded as racist by the American press. Royal commentators like Pina say it outright: the palace is walking on eggshells. They know that if they take Meghan's title away, the US media will erupt. Headlines will scream that the royal family targeted a biracial duchess. But here's the irony: by avoiding action for fear of being called racist, isn't Charles actually treating Meghan differently because of her race? Equality means holding everyone to the same standard. William's proposed solution is smart, even ruthless. By stripping multiple royals at once, regardless of color or popularity, the palace can show this isn't about race. It's about accountability. Because the reality is, Meghan's behavior alone is enough to justify serious action. She's repeatedly weaponized race as a shield, using it to deflect criticism, to explain failures, and to guilt-trip her detractors. And now, that same narrative is the only thing keeping Charles from acting. Meanwhile, Meghan's image is collapsing in real time. This once celebrated duchess is now struggling to stay relevant. Her ventures, from lifestyle brands to Netflix deals, have all fallen flat. Her American Riviera Orchard project was mocked for being confusing and inauthentic. Even her podcast empire, once hyped as a feminist platform, vanished overnight. Now, reports claim she's attending small Hollywood events just to stay visible. Once a global figure adored by millions, Meghan Markle is now being described by former friends as desperate. Even her childhood best friend, Nanaki Pretty, has spoken out, and what she said cut deep. Nanaki described a different Meghan, one the world never saw. A woman who carefully crafts an image, burns bridges when people no longer serve her purpose, and moves on without looking back. And Meghan's reaction? She and her fanbase tried to discredit Nanaki, the same woman who's known her since age 2. But here's the haunting part: if Meghan can attack her own lifelong friend for telling the truth, what will happen when her own children grow up and start asking questions? What happens when Archie and Lilibet, the kids she's kept hidden from public life, start forming their own opinions? You can't silence your past forever. Royal watchers say the walls are closing in. Meghan's influence is fading. Her allies are disappearing. And Harry? He's realizing the cost of every choice he made. He gave up his home, his family, and his military titles, all for a dream of freedom that never came true. Now he's trapped in Montecito, watching his wife chase headlines while his royal legacy burns behind him. Charles still hopes these problems will fade away on their own, but they won't. Every delay makes the monarchy look weaker. Every scandal drags it deeper into chaos. And unless Charles acts soon, unless he finds the courage to follow through on what William has already planned, his entire reign could be remembered not for unity, but for collapse. So here's the question that hangs over Buckingham Palace tonight: how long can this continue? How long before Charles realizes that protecting Harry and Meghan might actually destroy the very crown he swore to defend? And how long before Harry admits the truth, that he's been played by the very woman who promised him the world? Because once the titles are gone, once the truth finally breaks through the palace walls, there's no going back. So stay tuned, because the next chapter in this royal saga is already unfolding, and what's coming next will change everything.